What's packing on my beautiful Packer backers and NFL enthusiasts? It's your boy Godchild, first of his name, back with a brand new video for y'all. But before we get into this video, I want to remind everybody and I want to ask you to subscribe to the channel, like this video, smash that thumbs up button if you like what I'm doing, hit the notification bell so you know when I'm dropping new videos. And last but not least, comment down below. I would love to hear from you, and I want to have some interesting debate and conversation about the topic of today's video. Hashtag fire Pettine. I feel like you're not a real Packers fan if you haven't tweeted hashtag fire Pettine at least once this season, because there have been several times in several games and several plays where you just scratch your head and say, what the fuck are you doing, Pettine? And at this point, I said, I don't even blame Pettine anymore, because he is who he is. And he's not going to change. But Matt LaFleur, the head coach, ultimately the buck stops with him. And if he's going to allow Pettine to keep doing what he's doing, then I'm going to put the blame on him. But the thing that really got me wanting to discuss this topic today was the Las Vegas Raiders got trounced 44-27 in the midst of a playoff hunt. They are fighting for their playoff lives. The head coach, he's not the general manager, but the head coach, Gruden, he said, I've seen enough. I have seen enough. Buddy, you got to go. They fired their defensive coordinator today, on the same day. They fired him. And now I went to go look up the stats, and I think this may be up to date, or this could be from last week, but it ain't getting any better because they just gave up 44 points. Let's see. The Raiders were 28th in total points. They ranked 28th in total points, which is 4 spots from the bottom. They were 25th against the pass. They ranked 19th against the rush and 22nd in total yards given up, whereas the Packers, they are considerably better than the Las Vegas Raiders, but still, in my opinion, not good enough, because as we know, defense wins championships. And the last championship game that I saw these Packers in, the NFC Championship Game against the San Francisco 49ers, Mike Pettine and his defense gave up a record 270 yards rushing on the ground. That was last year. What about this year? Well, this year the Packers are 11th in total points per game, right around middle of the pack average. I think they give up about 24 points a game, which makes sense because they gave up 24 points today to the Lions. They rank 13th against the pass, 15th against the rush, and 11 in total yards. So, in 2 weeks, they play the Tennessee Titans. Me personally, I'm terrified. I'm not going to lie to you. I think Derrick Henry, actually, it is in Lambeau on the Sunday night game. I feel like Derrick Henry, it is very likely that he could come into Lambeau and have a career day. I mean, have a record-setting day. The current record for rushing yards in the game is 296, and it was set by Adrian Peterson back in 2009, his rookie year, right? 2009. I think that was his rookie year. I was a junior in college. And I'm telling you what, man, if Derrick Henry has 300 yards rushing, I feel like Pettine should be fired on the spot. He should be fired that day because, like I said, defense wins championships, and if you allow him, Pettine can cost this team a championship. He can cost them a game because he has gone on record to say he is willing to give up rushing yards in lieu of defending the pass. But you say that, Pettine, but you're not even like top 10 in pass defense. You're 13th. And to me, if you're going to go on record and say you will basically allow teams to run on you because you think you can get beat much quicker, or a whole heck of a lot quicker, to quote him, in the passing game than you can in the run game, but then you don't even have then you got the audacity to put a 13th ranked passing defense on the field. At least you can be top 5 in passing defense, but you're not. You're not even top 10. You're 13th and 15th against the run. So, if you don't have an answer for Derrick Henry in 2 weeks, and he breaks the record for most rushing yards in the game, which he very well could. He had 215 today. He's actually on pace. If he can average 170 over the next 3 games, he's on pace to crack 2,000. I think he should be fired. But let's say Pettine, let's say he does a good job against the Tennessee Titans, and maybe he contains Derrick Henry and he only has 150 yards rushing or some shit like that. Or maybe let's just say the Packers give up their average, which is about 100 plus, like 110, I think they're averaging right now, 105 yards rushing. Let's say they hold him to 105 yards rushing. Okay, great. And let's say the Packers make it all the way to the Super Bowl and even win the Super Bowl. Wonderful. But if you ask me, regardless, I still think they should fire Mike Pettine. Because his track record to me shows that he is not a guy who can make adjustments. He's not a guy who is willing to adapt mid-game to what teams are doing to him currently, regardless of what he thinks about is the best way to defend teams and how you can lose the ball game quicker. Because when I saw you last in a championship game, your defense gave up 270 yards rushing. And the offense that you were defending only passed the ball 10 times. And you didn't make one adjustment. You didn't do anything. You didn't fucking put 11 players in the box and force them to throw the ball. You allowed them to keep running the ball down your throat. And to me, that was a fireable offense. And he should have been fired on the spot. He should have been fired at halftime. Shit. Through 10 weeks, I'm sorry, Pettine, you haven't done good enough. I think he has the talent in the secondary, in the linebacking core, and on the front lines to put a top 10 unit on the field. Like I said, they aren't top 10 in literally anything. And I feel like you got to be, if you want to be a real championship team. Now, I'm not saying that they have the best talent in the world. I feel like they have enough talent to put a top 10 defense on the field. And if you're not going to be a top 10 defense, in these 4 major categories, I feel like you've got to be top 10 in something, or you've got to be top 5 in something. Maybe you're a top 5 third down defense, or maybe you are top 3 in sacks, or maybe you're one of the best turnover differential teams in the league and you generate more turnovers than average, or maybe you are a top 5 red zone defense, or maybe you're number 1 in man coverage or something. There has to be something you can hang your hat on as a defense, and right now I don't see anything for this defense to hang their hat on, and I believe that is a byproduct of their coaching, and the highest coach that they have is the defensive coordinator, and he is not getting it done. Yeah, I think there are plays that the people on the field are not executing, but there have been too many times where I've seen Pettine call a defense that I just think was just ridiculous, man, and I completely didn't agree with it. Look, I think that's it for this video. Let me know what you think about Mike Pettine. Would you fire him if Tennessee has a record-setting day? Would you fire him even if Green Bay goes on to win the Super Bowl? Would you have fired him after the NFC Championship game? And if you do fire him, who would you like to see come in and give it a shot next? It's your boy Godchild, first of his name. Thank you for watching this video. Go Pack, go, and remember, boys and girls, as always, the Bears still suck.